China stated that it was simulating precision attacks on key targets in Taiwan as part of the military drills it launched in response to the island president Tsai Ing-wen's meeting with the U.S. House Speaker Kevin McCarthy. The state media reported the mock drills included tactical maneuvers by the Chinese Navy. Over the last few years, it's become clear that the likelihood of a Chinese invasion of Taiwan is increasing. Several experts, including U.S. military leaders, have publicly stated that China may attempt the forceful subjugation of Taiwan in the next 3 to 7 years. This is a precarious situation for Taiwan, whose military budget and capabilities are dwarfed by China. But unlike the Ukraine invasion, where Russia simply had to just roll over the border, China will have to send its forces across the Taiwan Strait, which is about 100 miles or 160 kilometers in width. A new way to deploy standoff weapons, operationalized by the U.S., could very well save Taiwan. In this video, Defense Updates analyzes how Rapid Dragon could sink the Chinese invasion fleet. Let's get started. The Rapid Dragon program, previously designated the Palletized Munitions Program, was an accelerated research campaign led by the Air Force Strategic Development Planning and Experimentation Office, SDPE, part of the Air Force Research Laboratory, AFRL. Palletized munitions can be crudely referred to as missiles in a box. The goal was to assess the operational utility of delivering large volumes of palletized long-range strike weapons from military cargo aircraft that include C-130 Hercules and C-17 Globemaster III. The program enables the airlifters to be used as a force multiplier. Viewers may note that the dedicated transporters have a massive payload capacity. For example, a C-130 can carry up to 42,000 pounds or 19,000 kilogram payload. The pallets allow cruise missiles to be loaded onto aircraft like the C-130s without modifications. This way, U.S. Air Force can significantly increase the number of long-range weapons it can deploy. Long-range standoff strike weapons are essential when taking on near-peer rivals like China and Russia, which have integrated air defense systems. Airlifters are equipped with rear ramps that can be opened in flight to airdrop cargo pallets. Rapid Dragon program takes this further. Once released, and these were stabilized by parachutes, the munition pallet released surrogate missiles in quick succession. The missiles drop vertically, deploy their wings, ignite their motors, and fly to their targets. While prima facie looks simple, it's not. For this to work correctly, steps need to be accomplished accurately. A high-altitude airdrop using the modular deployment box, jettison of multiple weapons from the palletized weapon deployment system, and clean separation. Personnel on the ground can use satellite communications data links to transmit targeting data to the Rapid Dragon system, and the aircraft-agnostic battle management system on board the aircraft can upload it to the missiles. Several standoff weapons are compatible with Rapid Dragon. This includes JASSM-ER, JASSM-X, JDAM-ER, as well as LRASM, or Long-Range Anti-Ship Missile, which will be the key in this scenario. AGM-158C LRASM is essentially an anti-ship variant of AGM-158 JASSM, which is the Joint Air-to-Surface Standoff Missile. A C-130 Hercules can accommodate 2 Rapid Dragon pallets with 6 LRASM each, for a total of 12 missiles. The larger C-17 Globemaster III could accommodate 5 Rapid Dragon pallets with 9 LRASM each, for a total of 45 missiles. The stealth missile is designed to strike ships as far away as 300 miles or 480 kilometers, though the exact range could be more. The missile is subsonic, but since it's LO, or low observable, The enemy warship will not see it coming till it's very close. It's powered by an F-107 turbofan engine and has a 1,000-pound or 450-kilogram blast fragmentation penetrator. The warhead is potent enough to cripple a large warship. It uses an inertial and jam-resistant GPS navigation system for the initial phase of the journey, a two-way data link for mid-course, and a radio frequency and infrared sensor for the terminal phase. In the terminal phase, the missile skims close to the surface, which makes it hard to intercept. It's important to note that LRASMs can be deployed in swarm mode, which will enable them to saturate enemy defenses. The C-130 Hercules and C-17 Globemaster III will need to just move up to 10,000 feet and have a speed of about 200 miles per hour or 320 kilometers per hour to be able to launch the Rapid Dragon pellets. The U.S. Air Force has around 270 C-130 Hercules and about 220 units of operational C-17 Globemaster III. So if even a small percentage of these are deployed, they can launch 300-plus LRASM at the Chinese flotilla, which could be of around 50 warships of different types, including destroyers, supply ships, and amphibious transport dock ships. The airlifters could go airborne from Taiwan and potentially from Okinawa. Obviously, the C-130 Hercules and C-17 will be escorted by fighters. The long range of LRASM will enable the attack to be launched from outside the strike envelope of the Chinese ship and ground-based air defense system. The stealthy LRASM is hard to defend against, and when deployed in large numbers in swarm mode, they'll be even harder to counter. While Chinese destroyers like Type 055 are well-equipped, intercepting missiles is like hitting bullets with bullets. The fate of the Russian Black Sea Fleet flagship, Moskva, stands as a reminder. Especially once the Type 071 Chinese amphibious transport dock ships of the People's Liberation Army Navy, which are capable of carrying 600 to 800 troops, are taken out. China will be unable to continue the invasion attempt. Viewers may note that if an initial attempt fails, China will have almost no window left, since U.S. and potentially Japanese forces will become active.
Thanks for watching. Subscribe for more videos like this. Hit the like button if you find the video interesting, and kindly provide your feedback in the comment section. This will help us improve.